I contact many providers. Okay, I got a bit surprised because there's no one with the feature that your app has. So glad that I could find yours. Otherwise, I don't know. We were thinking maybe go to an in-house solution. I joined the brand last October,
Okay.
and it's an interesting scenario because they don't used to have anyone working with IT,
Hmm.
even like it's like e-commerce. So is the first person is starting. So and the company is going through like a lot of changes because the brand is very known in Australia, and also is a they have like good sales on the US, and they're trying to expand, get more visibility.
Mm-hmm.
So the marketing is trying to improve campaigns, customer service interaction. Then between these changes, we got this problem with the back in stock communication because recently we principally with I think one of the motivators was a bit of the tariffs on the US, but also I think because we have like a big market over there, I think also makes sense to start shipping products from the US to the US. But then we are still shipping products from the rest of the world, from Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got on this problem as customers. They were that subscribed for back in stock notification. They were getting like false notifications because the current app that we were using, it did not take in account the region the customer is subscribing for. So if a customer from Europe has subscribed and then we get back in stock on the US warehouse, they were receiving notifications, and also vice versa. If we get the stock in EU for the rest of the world, but not on the US yet, so the US customers, they were getting notified, then they start to get frustrated because they went to the website and then, there's no product available. Um, and then I started the investigation, like, okay, how we cannot commit. And I start to look in the apps. I contact many providers. And I got a bit surprised because there's no one with the feature that your app has. So glad that I could find yours. Otherwise, I don't know. We were thinking maybe go to an in-house solution. That was a possibility. The problem is have like being a solo developer for this store. It would be complicated because we have like many other things that happen at the same time. And also because of it, all the support that we received during even like to the test phase and then the setup and everything like that to help it made a huge difference, because we have limited resource on our side. So I think it was a great outcome. One, because we got the solution that we are looking for, but also for the partnership, because I like when we have this good interaction with the app. And since then, there were no complaints about false positives on the communications. We have someone that has started to extract reports recently. So we have the back in stock by the subscription by week, the items that they were more required by week, and also by month. Now the reports are good. They were pending the weeks from the migration, but now is everything okay? So really happy with the outcome.
That's amazing. Lots. I have a few different questions there, if you don't mind. So you mentioned that you started looking for another app because customers were getting a notification when they weren't supposed to. Is it fair to say that like customers really relied on back in stock notifications to buy the products? Like, would you say it's like a significant part of with Gene and like of basically got the customer experience?
Yeah, I think so, because before the change, before we enabled this new warehouse on the US, there were no complaints. Like they were just working. But as we have started to have this problem with the regions, I think it gave us visibility on how many customers were relying on the subscription, because we start to receive a lot of complaints. So I think it's a really good indicator that customers are subscribing, but most importantly, they are relying and buying when they get the notification back. So yes, I do agree.
Got it. I would love to know like what you thought of the migration process. Was it smooth? Was there anything that you felt was done really well or handled really well?
I think all the process, they went really well, because since the beginning, when I start to ask questions about how the apps works, just to make sure that it worked as we needed, I got really good answers from the support. I During the tests, when I installed the app and then tried to test it, everything that I was like in doubt, and I send a message on the chat, I was getting the response. I know that there's like the time zone difference, but still, it's still that considered was like a quick answers. So it helped us to speed the process. And when we decide to migrate, all the support also giving the informations, the customization for the front end was really smooth. So no many interactions. We got it on the way that we needed.
Yeah.
The loading data process was smooth too, no difficult. I loaded as you recommend, like let's just start loading a few and then load everything. Was everything okay? I checked like a bunch of records, they were loaded properly. The report that is sent after the loading, informing like the situation of each record, is really good. I checked the ones that they could not be imported, they were disabled products already. So I thought it was a really nice importing process. Like, is everything well caught, so you can understand everything that happened. And then for last, like the changes that you did, like really quick, considering the date on the load process, because the date is good for reports, but also I think for communicating first the customers that subscribed like first,
Yeah.
it's also good. So it was good, a quick response to have it in reports. I think it was not more fast, because after everything was running, I had to go back to the other tasks. So I had to kind of manage, and then I got like slow responses after that. But from the app team, from your side, it was everything in a good timing and good support.
Aside from like the migration part, was there anything about the app that you thought was done really well, or that caught you by surprise in terms of like how good it was? Anything specific about the app, maybe in terms of a feature or user experience, something that stood out to you?
I think some things that I was missing to have, or was trying to look if it was possible to do, it was there. So it's good. I don't remember exactly. There were at least one feature that I asked if it was possible to do, and then yeah, you mentioned that. Yes, I was just not finding it on the right place.
Got it.
Yeah, but I think I was not exactly surprised, but glad that the app has a really good coverage on the features related to back in stock, and also everything that you need to manage the templates and everything.
That's amazing. Any feedback or advice, if I should say, for brands that are using Shopify Markets and need that type of implementation?
I think if the brands are using markets and they are not managing the customer subscription, I guess the problem appears when they have like different warehouses and different availability per region. If it's the case, they need to be prepared to the problem, like like anticipating instead of like just discovering that's a problem when it happens. Like someone complains. So I
Yeah.
would recommend to, if they are looking to migrate, have like more warehouses to operate in different regions, or if they want specific. I don't know if the app is possible to set it up, but a specific configuration per region,
Mhm.
like, I don't know, the email, the wording, or anything like that, then I would recommend to start looking it with careful and probably choosing your app because it works really well and you have like amazing team to support the companies.
Amazing. Last question. Did you hear any feedback from the rest of your team, like once they started using the app? Was there anything they told you about it? Good or bad?
Yeah, no, not really. We have like a small team.
Yeah.
However, as I mentioned, like if they can extract the reports properly and they are relying that the customers getting communicated,
Yeah.
is really good. The only thing is the marketing team.
Mm.
If you can merge like have the information on the marketing app that we use, that's the article.
Yeah.
They are really happy because then they can have like a better visibility on the customer.
Yeah. I actually we should stop right there because that was great. Thank you so much.